You walk into your house, take a deep breath, and feel nothing unusual. Everything seems calm in its place. Yet something is off. Not loud, not visible, but deeply felt, like a quiet tension in the air that never fully leaves. You've been working, trying, manifesting, but money slips through your fingers like water. And the reason why? It may be hiding in plain sight. Inside every home, there's a silent guardian of energy, a space that holds the frequency of what flows in and what stays blocked. This isn't about clutter or decoration, it's about vibration. The unseen current that either welcomes abundance or quietly shuts the door on it. You may think it's the way you think, the way you speak, or even what you believe. And yes, that matters. But what if the real block is a physical space you walk past every day? In metaphysics, every corner of your house vibrates with intention. Some spots uplift, others suppress. And sometimes, without your awareness, a particular place in your home begins acting as an energetic drain, a magnetic point that collects low frequencies. This spot doesn't scream for attention, it simply absorbs. And over time, it turns into an invisible wall between you and your flow of money. You see, the way energy moves is not random. It follows patterns, resonance, and symbols. And if one area in your house holds conflict, a mismatch between its spiritual purpose and the physical items placed there, you create a vibrational contradiction. That contradiction doesn't just affect your space, it begins to affect your results, especially financial ones. That's why understanding the role of each space in your home is not aesthetic, it's spiritual. Because when a place meant to nourish, to protect, or to energize becomes polluted by the wrong kind of vibration, your home no longer works with you. It works against you, silently holding back the very abundance you've been trying to attract. We often treat shoes as mere objects, tools for movement, for style, for routine, but in the language of energy, shoes are collectors. Everywhere you go, they absorb the vibration of that environment. Streets, sidewalks, offices, subways, the stress of a crowd, the tension of a meeting, the sorrow left in a hospital hallway. Your shoes carry all of it back into your home, and most importantly, into the energetic foundation of your space, your floor. Your floor isn't just where you walk. In metaphysics, it's the base of your vibrational field inside the home. It holds what is brought in. When shoes filled with unfiltered energy are carelessly dropped near beds, doors, or kitchens, they begin to interfere with the spiritual blueprint of that room. They create what we call a vibrational clash, where two conflicting energies try to occupy the same space. And when this happens, harmony breaks. Flow halts. Abundance weakens. Let's talk specifically about this. The act of placing shoes in the wrong areas isn't simply a habit. It's a message. It's the energetic equivalent of inviting the outside chaos into your inner sanctuary. The more often this happens, the more your home becomes a sponge for external frequencies. And while you're doing affirmations and meditations to attract wealth, your floor is neutralizing them with every misplaced step. In spiritual terms, movement represents energy in action. Shoes symbolize that movement. They are portals that connect the outer world to your inner one. But if you don't cleanse that portal, or worse, if you treat it carelessly, it begins to backfire. And your home, meant to be a generator of peace and power, starts feeling like a place of confusion, stagnation, and missed opportunities. This is why ancient practices like feng shui, Buddhist teachings, and energy healing traditions all emphasize the importance of how and where you place your shoes. Because when the base of your energy is tainted, the entire structure becomes misaligned. You may not see it, but your financial vibration starts to collapse from the ground up. Among all the places where energy gathers in a home, the kitchen is one of the most sacred. It's where nourishment begins, where fire is present, and where the energetic essence of abundance, food, is transformed. In many spiritual traditions, the kitchen is seen as a temple of creation. That's exactly why placing your shoes there is more damaging than most people realize. It's not just an oversight. It's an energetic interruption to your flow of prosperity. Every time you leave your shoes in the kitchen, you introduce an outer world vibration into a space designed for internal growth. Think about it. Your shoes have walked through arguments, through pressure, through rush, and stress. And when you bring that into the space where you prepare your meals, where energy is literally being transformed into life force, you dilute that frequency. What should be a place of elevation becomes a zone of energetic confusion. The same thing happens at your doorway. Many unknowingly drop their shoes right at the entrance, believing it to be harmless. But the front door is your chi gateway, the point where the energy of the universe enters your home. When it's clogged with external energy, especially from shoes left carelessly, the energy cannot circulate freely. Your home starts breathing shallowly, and over time, your financial reality reflects that shortness of breath. Then there's the bedroom, specifically under the bed, a space for stillness, healing, and dreams. Placing shoes there injects restless energy into a zone that is meant to restore your frequency. Shoes represent movement, transition, outer world action. They don't belong beneath the place where you seek peace. When that contradiction sits there night after night, it blocks intuitive clarity and the grounded energy needed for long-term financial stability. In all these places, the kitchen, the entrance, under the bed, we see the same energetic pattern. A sacred space being invaded by noise. Noise you can't hear, but that your vibration can feel. And when that energetic misalignment becomes chronic, so does the lack of financial flow. It's not superstition, it's spiritual science. You may not notice it at first, but these quiet disruptions ripple through your life, building invisible walls between you and the abundance trying to reach you. We clean our homes, we sweep, we wipe, we organize. But rarely do we consider the energetic hygiene of the objects that travel with us through the world. Shoes, above all, carry the most direct imprint of the places we've walked, the energies we've stepped into, both seen and unseen. Yet, most people treat them as lifeless items, stacking them in closets, corners, or worse, throwing them into chaotic piles without a second thought. But energy does not forget. And when shoes are left in disorder, especially stacked in small, dark spaces like bedroom corners or overstuffed closets, the vibrations they carry begin to merge, stagnate, and rot, energetically speaking. This turns the space into a magnet for low-frequency energy. Instead of being neutralized or cleansed, the vibrations of stress, conflict, or pressure remain trapped in that pile. Over time, they spread like smoke, reaching into your sleep, your mood, and your finances. Energetic hygiene starts with intention. Shoes should be stored in a dedicated, clean, and energetically neutral area. Think laundry rooms, closed shelves, or minimalist racks that allow for space between each pair. Each pair should be placed carefully, not dumped, because the way we treat the objects that connect us to the world reflects how we manage the energy we carry back home. Respect the container and you begin to respect the energy. If you don't have space for a laundry area, create a symbolic one. Even a simple shoe rack, intentionally placed away from main rooms and cleansed regularly, can shift your home's energetic field. Remember, cleansing is not just physical, it's vibrational. Wipe them down, air them out, and yes, even bless them. Why? Because they hold the footprint of your path, your efforts, your progress, your challenges. When you apply spiritual care to where and how your shoes are stored, you begin to notice a subtle but powerful change. The home becomes lighter, the flow becomes easier. The invisible tension you once felt begins to dissolve. Prosperity doesn't just arrive through affirmations, it arrives through aligned action, even in the places most people overlook. You've cleared the chaos, you've honored the space. But there's one final act that seals the energetic shift, the activation. In spiritual traditions across cultures, the feet are seen as energy centers, portals that connect the self to the earth's wisdom. And the shoes we wear become extensions of that path. That's why, once you've chosen where to store them, how you treat them next defines the frequency they carry back to you. The ritual is simple. Before wearing a pair of shoes, especially those you use often, place a small pinch of salt inside each one. Do it mindfully, with your hand moving in a clockwise motion. Salt is not just a seasoning, it is one of the most ancient spiritual tools for cleansing and energetic protection. When placed inside the shoes, it creates a shield that dissolves heavy frequencies and prevents spiritual residue from following you back home. As you sprinkle the salt, speak this intention aloud. I activate these shoes for the full arrival of blessings into my life. Say it with conviction, not hope. Speak as if it is already true, as if you are simply aligning with what has always been yours. The vibration of your voice, combined with the salt's frequency, creates a sacred contract between your path and your prosperity. This small practice, done weekly or even monthly, reshapes your energetic field. The shoes you wear become spiritual allies instead of passive objects. They no longer just carry you, they carry your intention. And every step you take becomes a vibration of clarity, attraction, and abundance. It's easy to ignore rituals like this, to dismiss them as symbolic or unnecessary. But that's the exact reason so many remain stuck, because they overlook the symbolic language of the universe. When you act with intention, even in the smallest of ways, the universe responds. What you bless, blesses you back. What you cleanse creates space, and what you activate begins to move.